What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another World of Warcraft video for the War Within, and we have some massive nerfs to gold farming. It's only been 2 days now since the launch, and this nerf happened yesterday, like kind of late yesterday, but like late yesterday. So after a day of farming has already been nerfed, and I'm not talking about what they've done in the past, which is usually where they look at what we are doing, like not me specifically, but like what gold farmers are doing, and they specifically nerf those farms. Like if you've been farming in previous expansions, they usually just make the hyperspawn stop working. So in the middle of your farm, suddenly the mobs no longer spawn. Now what they did this time is that they simply nerfed the drop rates of certain items. So they went into the actual loot table of the mobs and made them less likely to drop certain items. Now this is kind of weird because cloth still drops the same, which that's to be expected, but Darkman cards also still drop the same, and one of the nerfs I was personally expecting to happen is Darkman cards to drop less, because Darkman cards right now are dropping so often and so much that the value of them has gone down to the floor. Like you can get a Darkman card trinket right now for less than 1,000 gold, even the good ones are between 1 and 2,000 gold for the entire deck when you buy the cards individually and then you make the trinket yourself. So you can get a really good trinket for yourself, an epic at level 80, for less than 2,000 gold, because they're so easy to farm and they drop so often. It's kind of a yard sale for Darkman cards, and I'm not sure I like it, because it's just like, you get a Darkman card, you get a Darkman card, your parents get a Darkman card, it's buy one, get 15 for free. It's just so many Darkman cards out there, and it's ruining the market, it's ruining several markets. Even the Refulgent Crystal market has gone to trash, because we have so many epics available, that even the crystals are really cheap now. It's getting to the point where crystals are becoming as cheap as the shards. Well, that's kind of not true, I'm speaking in hyperbole here, but the crystals are also tanking in price, so these Darkman card drop rates are messing up the market big time, and once again, I'm not sure I like it. I would prefer if the epics were less common, and maybe increase the drop rates of greens and blues again. But with that being said, we're focusing on the nerf today, so what exactly has been nerfed, and why is it so impactful? So what they have nerfed is the drop rate of greens and blues. Now if you farmed on day 1, BOE greens and blues, so bound on equipped, sellable greens and blues, were dropping in heaps and buckets. I could farm for about 30 minutes and almost fill up my entire bag. Well, maybe more like an hour to fill up the entire bag, but after an hour of farming I had to send away several mails or post on the auction house because we had so many greens and blues. So the drop rate of greens and blues were maybe a little bit higher than intended, but they nerfed them to below intended. At the moment, as you can see, we've been farming for over 3 hours, about 3.5 hours now, in a farm where we're killing the same amount of mobs, if not even more, than we did on the farm in day 1. And these mobs should be able to drop greens. We also tried at the old farm as well to see if we got any greens, and the greens and blues have been nerfed massively. Now, to give some perspective here, after 3.5 hours of farming, I got the same amount of greens and blues that I would get in about 15 minutes on day 1. 10 to 15 minutes on day 1, and I'm getting that in 3.5 hours now. So greens and blues have been dropped, have been nerfed massively, and this has kind of affected the market in different ways. The blues have gone back up in price. Instead of being sold for hundreds of gold, they're back up to a couple of thousand, because they're 560 item level, like 564 some of them, and 558. So you can get some really good introduction gear to level 80 that is good enough to almost step foot inside heroics. So this gear is very good for a fresh level 80 character, and some of them you can get rings with avoidance, with leech, with sockets, you can get weapons. So many of these items in the blue BOE bracket, they're actually very good as well. So anyone who are leveling in level 80 and you want to focus on PvE content, buying some epics, or like buying some blues for 5,000 gold each, you can deck out your entire character for less than 100k, and then be ready to step foot into mythic dungeons when that becomes a thing. So for a lot of people that do PvE content, 100k for a character is absolutely nothing, and you can just skip past a lot of grinding. Instead of grinding dungeons and world quests, you just buy BOEs, and you're good to go. Now, the second thing that happened is that because greens are dropping so much less now, the value of Storm Dust has gone up quite a bit. Storm Dust has doubled in price since this nerf came in, and it stayed at that high price, because in the past, when people are farming like I'm doing right now, we got so many greens, and when we got so many greens, we either disenchanted them ourselves, or we directly sold them on the auction house, the greens that is, to people that mass purchase them and disenchant them. Now, that created a huge supply of greens from gold farmers like me, and hopefully maybe you as well watching this video, interested in farming gold. It created a huge supply of green items that directly disenchanted into Storm Dust. Now, when that nerf came into play, the supply of greens went down massively, which also means the supply of dust went down massively, and therefore the price of dust also went up. And somebody, I saw this happen by the way, like somebody, when the nerf came in, they flipped the market. They bought out all of the storm dust and flipped the price. And the interesting thing is, the price hasn't really gone back down since, because once again, the supply of greens is so low compared to what it was before. Now, to show you some examples of what those greens and blues actually are, I have a couple of them right here on the auction house right now. So scrolling down, not up here, but scroll. Actually, you can see this one. We sold a green for 1,500 gold today while I was sleeping and when I was waking up. So we sold one for 1,500 gold, and we have sold a couple of other greens as well. Going down to over here, for example, we have a couple more greens posted for between 2, 5, and 7k. Now, not all of them sell, obviously, but some of them do sell, and selling some greens for that price is a lot better than disenchanting them and getting dust. And you also, for example, have the Underscout items. They are 564 item level BOE blues, and they were dropping a lot at the start. As you can see, I have posted them for 12,000, 9,000, 7.5, and the prices here will be varied from server to server. Some servers out there, they are vastly different, and some servers out there, they are much higher. But I do think I'm on one of the higher priced servers in the BOE market, because there's not really that many suppliers here. So I'm playing on a slightly lower pop server, but I'm making, like, when I get sales, they sell for more, but I get less sales, if that makes sense. So once again, I've sold a couple of BOEs for a good price, and I'm trying to find some here. Underscout Bracers, 400 gold. Arothis Sword, 400 gold. Now, for the 400 gold ones, you can actually disenchant them and get more gold. But here we have the Deep Dweller's Cudgel, a green, for 1.4k, another one for 1.4k. And yeah, we've been able to sell a couple of BOEs, not a lot of them, but quite a few of them, for that price. We also have this one, Expeditionary Boots of the Quickblade, for 5,000 gold for that one. We have Deep Dweller, this is a green item, selling for 5.7. So that was a Captain of the Quickblade, so good stats. And Underscout Junkie, Underscout Jerkin of the Harmonious, 14,000 gold, sold yesterday. So one of the blues that I got for 14,000 gold, and Arathi Sword of the Peerless, another BOE, 13,000 gold. So yeah, some of them do sell for a lot of gold. Deep Dwellers, once again, this was a full set being sold, 6,000, 5,000, 6,000, and 3.8k. And then Underscout Bracer for 4.6, and another Deep Dweller for 6.6. So a bunch of PoEs selling for thousands of gold in this case. Now, I haven't really seen this nerf being talked about that much, and it really has a huge impact, but looking at the bright side, the prices have gone back up now for the BOEs, the greens and the blues that is, and we still have the same cloth price. Cloth drop chance as well, not cloth price of course, but cloth drop chance, and sadly we also have the same Darkman card drop chance. Once again, I would hope that gets changed, because we do get way too many Darkman cards, as kind of illustrated by my current bags. They drop in heaps and buckets, and I don't really even farm that much. I am making so much gold in other ways than farming, which I'm going to have multiple videos coming up about in the near future. Now, if you want to have early access to my gold making videos, then I do include early access for most of my gold making videos, but to people that have my gold making guide. So you can check out that guide through the link down below, and when you buy the guide, you get access to a gold making Discord server that is absolutely amazing, by the way. And then in that Discord server, I also post regularly and give you guys early access to videos, and sometimes exclusive videos as well. So you get exclusive content and early access to content and a guide all in the same purchase, and it's a one-time purchase, which also means you will get updates sent to you for free, so you just buy the guide once and then benefit from it for the entire expansion. If you want to check it out, the link is down below. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below as well, and thank you for watching. I am probably streaming right now on Twitch, so come by and say hello. Either way, bye bye, bye bye, bye.